Thank you everyone for joining our session. Today's TechTonic session on Copilot to Autopilot. So I hope all of y'all are having a great day so far. So today our session will be conducted by Dilmi Wijerathne. She's also a product analyst at the moment at WaveNet, and I think she's been working with us for over 2 years. So today, Dilmi will be touching on a very trending topic at the moment, which is on AI. And as you may have already seen from our shout out post. So before we start our session, just a quick one. If any of you have any questions, please use the chat, or there will be a couple of minutes allocated at the end of the session for Q&A. So you all can use that that time period for your questions and answers. All right, so I think it's time to begin. Dilmi, over to you.
Thanks, Arun. Hi, everyone. Hope you guys can see me and hope you guys can hear me. So let me share my screen first. So today we're going to talk about, as you all know, and as Karen also mentioned, we're going to talk about AI and how AI can help you to have your journeys, transform your journeys from Copilot to Autopilot. So to starting the webinar, I will be starting with exploring an AI in the today's market, and especially talk about the need of AI and the trends around it, as well as then I will be go through the second topic. I'll be explaining the Copilot to Autopilot journey, and then I will be introduce our product lineup, which is followed by some product overviews. And then at last, I will be talking and I will be peeking into what's next. So before going further, this is the lineup for today. And before going further, I have one question for you all. So when did you first heard about AI? Or when did you first talk about AI? As you may ask, the same from me actually, but I have to tell is that I don't remember exactly, because I don't remember whether it was a Harry Potter movies or whether it was the magic mirror appears in the Snow White tears. Artificial intelligence have been talking, or I have been known about, or I have been heard about artificial intelligence, because it was that long. Without knowing, we have been using artificial intelligence and we have been experiencing artificial intelligence. However, for the world, how AI was heard the first time is the where people started to develop or people started to invent or discover machines that can think as humans. And this was started around 1950. So in 1955, John McCarthy, well known as the father of AI, father of artificial intelligence, if I may say so, is conducted one of the workshop for the Dartmouth Summer Research Project. And along with his assistants, they have been conducting these workshops to investigate ways to find out how a machine could be developed or made to simulate accept of intelligence or accept of humans. So these workshops, after this workshop series, this idea was have been going forward, and ever since then, in 1961, first industrial robot named Unimate has goes to work in General Motors, replacing humans on their assembly line. And then the next major thing happened in 1997 because of IBM. We all know that when it comes to technology trends, when it comes to computers and everything, IBM have been playing a very, very crucial role and very important role for the past history. However, in 1997, IBM developed a supercomputer, very first chess player, using artificial intelligence, which actually managed to defeat the world champion, Greg Kasparov. So this was in 1997. And then the next thing is this we all know, and this is kind of a way that we all get to experience the luxuries in artificial intelligence in some sort of a way. It is Apple's Siri. So Apple's Siri introduced in 2011. And it has been one of the turnover because Apple integrates Siri with a voice interface, and it was able to do some virtual assistant task when it comes to a mobile phone. And after this, Actually, Siri has been one of the inspired for many softwares as well as application. And as a result of that, while Apple manages to assist human tasks in a mobile phone, however, in 2014, Amazon launches Alexa. They make the assistant to expand to their home and by doing completing few tasks as well as by holding basic conversations, they were able to manage by the Alexa, introducing the Alexa. So 2014 means this is exactly a decade ago. So in all these years, if we look back and see, and if you look and see closely, there are few things that we, according to my understanding, are very similar and has never been changed for these past years. So looking back at it, first it is the excitement. The excitement to try out the new technologies, invent a new technology, invent a new device that has never been changed. And the humans, as a humans, we always have that excitement with us. So then the next thing is the fundamental need. After the excitement, why we have that excitement is that we need to fulfill some fundamental needs. For example, if you look back and show our need of communication, our need of doing computational stuff has never been changed. Starting from a personal computer to now a laptop and then a mobile phone, our fundamental need has never been changed and it will never be. Same as the telephone was inevitable, but the iPhone is not. Same as the internet is inevitable, but the Twitter was not. Connectivity is inevitable, but the 5G was not. We still have the need of communication. We still have the need of doing communication stuff and connectivity and all. However, there are, when it comes to this unpredictable technology changes and this needs and everything, there's a part that we can predict. There's actually a large accept of technology that is much more predictable. You can think of it as like this: when it comes to a raindrop, when it started to fall off from the sky, we know that it's gonna hit the ground at some point. But do we know what path that it's gonna take? We can't predict that, but we know it's gonna take the right direction or a direction which is downward. So same as that, when you are rooting to the fundamental need, there's a lot more technology systems or technology that we can predict. And that's because all the technology systems has their own urgencies, their tendencies, and their learnings. Every past years, people have been inventing new stuff and they have been trying new stuff as well as they have learned new stuff. Why we have urgencies? Because we need to fulfill our fundamental needs with other activities what we do. For example, we need to enjoy our life. We need to make sure we are mentally well-being is okay. So with all that, when it comes to technology, they need to have the urgencies as well as the tendencies. If you are in the software industry, you know that how much of a fast that we need to make sure our software development life cycle is running. So same as that, those tendencies derive from the very nature of the fundamental need. And they will make recurring patterns again and again. Just like how we have been previously used physical servers and then we found some difficulty to manage them and we came to VMwares, and then VMwares was suddenly in a sort of we couldn't handle all the VMwares, and then we came to cloud now. So we don't know what's gonna be the next, but the fundamental need of having a server up and having an application up and running is still there, and it will never change. So we have many ongoing tendencies like this and right now, and I think one of the main among them is tendency to make things smarter and smarter, also known as artificial intelligence and AI, which comes to my third point, which was stable over these years, and that is passiveness. So if you ask what is the passiveness means, so they do exactly what we tell them and nothing more. So if you remember the last 3.5 million decades of million of years that the human nature have been here, we have been using every tool that have been passiveness, which means that have been passive, which means, for example, when it comes to the first tool where we cut, that have been cut only where we stuck it, and also the chisels in the picture. The chisels, it only curves where the caveman or the artistic points at it. And also when it comes to advanced technologies like laptops, for mobile phones, keyboards and everything, you need to manually input. Literally, I have to use my hand to type. I need to use my hand to use my mouse point. So what we have been doing is we have been co-pilot to all these inventories. And I believe we have come to a good point with this co-pilot thing. We have come to next point where we can discuss on what will be next. So we can understand that the next should be something opposite of the passiveness. So we need to free from our hands. We need to make sure that technology can talk with us, think with us, and the work can be done. So the fourth point, which means the next thing, we can just think about a card design, for example, and then the design will be appear, and then we can discuss about it and make the changes. When it comes to the architectural diagram or use cases, I can just explain it and it will be able to give it to me. So that kind of a change will be the future, and that's called generative, which means I don't want to type or use my hand to select the folder I want to open. Or when it comes to use cases or anything, I don't need to write anything. It just literally, I can explain it and they can do the job. And if you guys thinking that I'm talking about something fictional, something futuristic, more futuristic, it's not, because generative AI is in the trend and it is right now. Why I'm saying that is every global trend shows that GenAI is the trend for the next years and upcoming years. And talking about the numbers, by the year 2032, the generative AI market is around, they have predicted around $1.3 trillion, which means that all the generative AI market will be going to get hyped. And by the 2030, it's all about AI. And actually, the importance, not only us has to understand this, it says that 84% of business executives have understand that, have identified that having AI and adapting to AI is important for their business growth. Because right now, world is in the intersection between this passiveness and generative, which means co-pilot and autopilot. So if you ever wonder how your business or even your day-to-day life can be changed with the help of AI, I'm here to give you some of my inputs on that, and as a part of the webinar, Copilot to Autopilot journey. So what we need to understand is that in this transformation, it is not difficult if you know that or if you understand that where we are going and how we are going to get there, how we are going to reach there. So I have a simple 5-step journey for you. This will be I can simply put it in the 5 steps, but more you understand, more you look into that, you can understand that it's very easy if you stack it down and do step-by-step transformation. As a starting point, what we can do is, we all know that as a human nature, we don't like to change. So the very first thing what we need to do is get the support from AI to do the task that we are not doing, or we are more lazy at, or the task that we are not very good at. So with that, you can take the advantages of the AI, but without making any changes to the existing system, which is more important. Because as I explained, as human natures, we don't like to change. We want to do exit as the way it is. But we can get the support from AI and make sure that our systems are running as it is. But for the capabilities of the tasks that we are not doing currently, we can get the support from AI. And once you are comfortable with that, and then you can do what you can do is do a little bit of task offloading from your shoulder and give that to AI by automating it. This means you will get much more time and think about the solution, about new things, the creativity, and everything that a machine cannot get, you will be able to do with this automation. And actually, rather than worrying about the problems, you can think about solutions, new stuff, and everything. But in this stage, you are too early to make any decisions or give the decision making power to AI, because we need to understand in this journey, as well as ourselves, as well as the AI, it's in the understanding of our needs, our capabilities, and our all the capacities. So that way, we need to make sure we are keeping the decision making power to ourselves, but we are automating some tasks so that we can get the help and the support from AI. Next comes the augmentation. In the augmentation, you will get the assistant from AI to do your task. This is the stage where you could actually starting to see the difference. Now you have tried with the support of AI, and with the existing task, you will be doing the manual task. And now you have, and then the next step, you automate few of your tasks using AI. And the next, you can augment by getting assistance from this. For example, for the manual task you are doing, you can ask your AI to, okay, how can I assist this? And here I need to tell you that the tools available in the market is massive. You can always go and find out what are the tools that you want. So when it comes to augmentation, you will get the assistant from AI to do your task. And this stage, you can actually see the changes of the numbers. But when it comes to the empower stage, you will clearly able to see the changes that AI can make in order to change your behavior as well as your organizational process. You could actually see this in numbers in this stage. For example, you can see, okay, how much of a revenue can AI be making into my organization by implementing these things. And at last, so support, automate, augment, and empower. And at the last, you are in the transformation or transform the whole ecosystem in the holistic way that you can completely transform your organization to autopilot version. So this is actually where us at WaveNet can help you, because as we are playing at the intersection between digital transformation and artificial intelligence. So up to now, that is the starting of my third section. So up to now, we have covered the exploring AI trends and market, the second session, Copilot, Autopilot. And now I'm going to explain our stellar AI product lineup and how the Copilot and Autopilot journey can be helpful with the WaveNet products. So taking communication as one of the main examples, I will talk about the call centers here. So to ease of the work. So however, when it comes to call centers, if you may know or may doesn't know, one of the crucial aspect of the operating a call center is that they have to deal with the emotions. They have to deal with the anger. They have to deal with the frustration, excitement. Basically, they have to deal with the humans, all the emotions. So, which is why in the era of generative AI being captured by the whole world, call centers have to think about being autopilot too. And of course, we have got AI for that. We have been serving our products, which are in the back offices in the call centers, helping them to transform from Copilot to Autopilot. Our product stack have organized in a manner where we understand the call center's current problems and we help them to transform them completely. Simply put, we have it all covered. We started with supporting your analyze conversation and helping you sort them into correct categories. And our post-call analyzer act in a way where it fully support your post analytics. Why that is important is that we are not doing any changes to your existing systems. What you can do is you can keep your call center running as it is, but we will be helping you with the post analytics, because most of the time only 5 to 10% of calls that have been analyzed by the call center manager or call center supervisors. because of the time. Because if they have to 100% allocate and analyze all the conversations, they have to sit down there for days and listen to all the conversation and do that. That's why we have identified that problem, and we have given them the freedom to make choices by their own, but saves a whole lot of time from their calendar where they need to listen to and make reports. Once you get that report sorted, you will understand that a lot more happening in your call center. For example, you will get the information like never before with the post-call analytics. You might wonder why most of the calls are getting into the network services, and it was answered by the inquiries are coming for the network services, but it was answered by the data package, like the data expertise. Why that's happening? And then that's where you will understand that there needs to be some intelligence happens, because not only the call center agents, even some of the customers also frustrated by not getting connected to the right agent or the right call center, because there might be several numbers that call centers are operating. One will be specified for data packages, one will be specified for your inquiries, one will be for network issues. So when a customer comes, they need to make sure that they are routing to the right department or the right call center or right agent, as well as in the offices, they need to understand that I'm getting the correct calls that I can answer with my specialty. So that's where you will need a little intelligence, like intelligent routing, to route the calls in the correct department. That way you can automate few of your tasks and save whole lot of time, and you won't believe how your cost and efficiencies skyrocketed after that, and that's called automate. After figuring out you can automate your partial or automate the partial of the works, and it is important to support your agent with adding intelligence, just like giving them extra mind. You are giving them extra mind basically, and while they can think about the business sense and they can think, they can act on the customer centric perspective, you can empower them with you can augment them with a little assistance. So that way call centers can implement little intelligence to encourage them more and make them feel satisfied about their jobs. That's why we introduce the agent assist and AI evaluation for more optimized human support and further enhanced processes. So while you gain large efficiency gain and massive time and cost saving for your entire contact center through these, the next steps will be help you save huge labor cost or huge hiring cost, and it will start to impact on the revenue. How? That is where we introduce the virtual agent by automating the always on customers interactions. You can understand that when it comes to call center, sometimes you can't have 24/7 customer support with the live agents, because it happens they need to have a break because they are humans. But with this always on virtual agent, what you can do is you can always have your contact center running, and that will improve massive amount of customer satisfaction. And as customer perspective, actually we have also faced that the waiting time was so long, where you have to drop from the call because no one answered that, and that's frustration I believe we all have faced. And that has been one of the key issues every call centers faced without any doubt. Higher waiting time and average time taken to answer has always been impacted to call centers' success. As a solution to that, the virtual agent for your always on customer interaction and enhanced knowledge base with easy problem solving capability. So we will be acting as a front facing acceptor of it, and you have the AI chatbot to win the live agent, to win the battle, while your live agent can handle more emotional level inquiries. So when it comes to this AI chatbot, what is more important is that if you are telling the AI to act as if you are telling the AI to act as you need, you are creating a Sorry about this. Okay, these things can happen in this online platforms. Anyhow, so what I was telling is, when it comes to this virtual AI, virtual agent, we have more than that. If you are telling your AI how to act as you need, you are building an AI. But if you have the capability to teach AI to actually learn how to act, that is called smartness. So again, right, responding to a natural language is also possible that have been already done. But learning how to do is another step. That is artificial smartness. What we are doing is taking this artificial smartness and we are making it smart and smart. And finally, your call center will be fully transformed and AI driven with much more enhanced capabilities. That is how we at WaveNet can help you with. So next, I will be going through the differences between difference or the how the AI products work, how the AI virtual products work in our organization. So I have taken one of the famous example, which is AI chatbot. It is very famous use case these days, and I think because the most of the without any limitation of the industry, everyone wants to have a chatbot and everyone wants to have a customer interaction. So as I was explaining previously, the differential in here, what we have done is this virtual agent can be configured by very easy manner. So that way, what we have actually given to you is, let me go through the steps what you need to cover when you are building a chatbot using our capabilities. So this is same as, these steps are kind of the same as you are training your live agent. So when it comes to, when you have a new live agent, what needs to be done is you have to tell them data. You have to connect to your data. This data can be, for a live agent, this can be their colleague, their body, it can be the file, the terms of systems and everything. So that everything you need to connect to this virtual bot as well, and you can connect them. So this could be any of the databases, system integration, system database, APIs, anything. Once you give this data as the next step, now you do your agent know that, okay, this is where I can get my data, but next you need to tell them, okay, this is where exactly you can find this information. For example, you can build and configure the APIs. So that way he knows that, okay, when I wanted to know about package details, this is the database or the document that I need to refer. And even for the live agent, he knows that, okay, when this customer asks, I need to know about this customer's details. Okay, then this is the database that I need to go through and find out. So same as that, similar to your live agent, you can do those changes to your virtual agent here. And as the last step, same as you are doing to your live agent, you can give the natural language instructions. So simply, you don't have to do any changes, no any caller flow changes or no any technical expertise needed. You can simply put your instruction in a natural language, and same as your live agent, our virtual agent can act upon that. So let me come for an example. So in here, if you can see, these are the instructions that could be given to the virtual agent. So for example, let's take the second one, overcharge inquiries. So I can simply tell that collect users reference number, same as I'm telling to the live agent. I'm telling to my live agent, here, listen, you are new here, but so when you are having an inquiry from a customer about an overcharge price, what you need to do is you have to collect your user's reference number. And then you can check the API to get the amount. So you are telling your live agent, okay, this is the API you need to check when it comes to finding the correct amount that have been overcharged. So like this, you can see the simple instruction you can give, and you can make sure that the chatbot is working. So our chatbot have the capability to understand your need, and even if you give the simple instruction set like this, no need of business process creation or whatsoever, and it will do the job done. And of course, for much more smooth and accurate conversations, it requires to integrate your databases and other integrations. So, for example, APIs, you need to make sure that you are giving the right APIs and right things to call when they need the information. And this live version can actually enhance your customer satisfaction because there's particularly zero waiting time, as well as average time taken to answer the call is much less than the live version. So there's so many benefits you can get from virtual agent, and this is one of the use case. So, which conclude my, and this is actually one of the products that we have, but we have a product lineup, and I believe you can, by getting to know us from our Facebook, LinkedIn, and everything, you can get to know about more information. So, about the last, I have given, so here are the list of use cases. What's next? So, I have given the very communicational level example when it comes to call centers, and but here are few of the use cases that can be also done by using generative AI. So for example, banking and financial sector, document collection and sharing. If you are ever applied for a credit card or a loan at the bank, you know that how much of a document that you need to upload or you need to verify and everything. So customers, with the help of AI, can seamlessly fill forms, upload documents, and verify information without having to visit a bank branch with the help of AI. And this is not only improves operational efficiency, but also enhance the experience as well. And this can be save a whole lot of time when it comes to bank operators, bank managers, and everyone, as well as the customer satisfaction. What customer needs to be done will be very easy, and the customer need will be satisfied. And when it comes to healthcare, you know that when it comes to a hospital, their call centers are very busy. Every time patients are calling, and in this health sector, the not getting routed to a right doctor or not getting routed to a right ambulance is much more crucial and very sensitive manner. So that way, with the help of intelligent routing, call centers can improve their first call revolutions, and as well as they can reduce the hold times and enabling prompt channeling and issue resolutions. So that is come to the healthcare sector. And if you are thinking that this will gonna take another decade to come out, no, it's not, because already these things are happening in the world, and this is gonna be the next in the few years. And when it comes to retail order tracking, we can use AI for that, as well as for the hospitality and travel, which is very importantly for the people to average revenue per customer, as well as for the customer acquisition cost. We can be impacted by the generative AI because of the recommendation that can be given to the customers. For example, when you have all the data, same as your salesperson can identify, okay, this customer need this type of data, and that can be personalized into that manner. AI can also do that, and with the capabilities, and of course with the power, they can do it very easily, and that can be smooth, and everyone will be customer satisfaction will be very high with that. So these are some of the use cases, but this actually not gonna end here. If you ever ask, so what we have done up to now, the world what have seen up to now is very in a very fundamental level, or we are still in the new age era change. So that way, the decades to come, in another 25 years, in another 30 years, there will be so much more happening. And if you have not started right now, you're going to be so late and you're going to be regret now. So I'm going to conclude my webinar here. I hope you all get some inputs, and I hope you enjoy the talking. So, but I'm going to conclude this with saying you that in this generative AI, not only use your AI to not only use ChatGPT as your AI, but think more and make sure that you are making your changing from Copilot to Autopilot. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you,
up to
Dilmi.
you.
Thank you so much. So I guess now it's time for any Q&As. So if you all have any questions, you all can use the chat, or I have given access to all of you all to unmute your mic and ask the question. So yeah, we have a quick couple of minutes for questions.
Hi, Dilmi.
Okay.
Hi.
Thanks for your inputs and the knowledge sharing. So I would like to know, right now, when in the current scenarios, most of the support centers and things are handled by the human. So when you transforming those into the AI assistants and chatbots, how about the accuracy? Are they able to handle the complex inquiries like human handling? And are they sensitive about the customer feelings and the tones? So would happy to hear about that perspective.
Definitely, Shaki, definitely. So first about the complexity, yes, of course, that can, but there might be some of not will be easy as it seems, as I explained before also. First, you need to make sure that AI is supporting your task, and then you need to make sure that it and understand what customer needs and everything. And you need to make sure that you are integrated your all systems to that AI. That way it can understand more and do the task accurately. And also that API integration, database integrations, and make sure that you are telling all the details with it and give the instructions correctly. Then, of course, not even the simple task, but the complex task also can be handled by this AI, this virtual agent. However, about the emotions and stuff, of course, that can be done. For example, if you know about the market, recently also when it comes to chatbot, they are going with the bot personas or the brand. For example, when we are giving the bot, we can make sure that okay, for this kind of a business scenarios, this is the bot persona that we are giving. So that way, not only for the business level or like the any of the personas, we can be able to make sure that will be responding. So that way, for a for example, pizza company, the tone will be different. The bot persona will be different. And for a telecommunication industry or a banking industry, the bot persona will be different. So that way, you can make sure that your customers are satisfied in a sentimental manner. And if you are still about the accuracy, which comes to the post-call analyzer, for a complexity and the sentiment or the sentiment part, that both, that's why we have the post-call analyzer. So even though you have the virtual agent or the live agent, doesn't matter, you always have to evaluate and you have to make sure that accuracy level is hyping and continuously improving. So that way, why we have the post-call analyzer, you can make sure that all your conversation are routed to the post-call analyzer, and that way accuracy level you can make sure that not reducing but improving. I hope I'm answering your question, Shakya.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It will be helpful.
So we have another question, Dilmi from Puni. So that's how quickly can you set up a chatbot for a call center using the tech you build, a basic but intelligent chat conversation?
Okay. So normally, when it comes to a normal chatbot without AI, what you will be taking is I'm assuming this around at least 1 day. I believe like you have to make sure all the call flows are correctly connected, APIs and everything. You need to make sure that your flow is built up correctly. So that way, I'm assuming for a average kind of a chatbot, it will take around one day. But when it comes to a chatbot with the intelligently, you can do it in, I believe, in less than 3 hours, because it's just about giving the correct information and the integrations you have been already implemented. So that way, with the AI capability, you can reduce, I don't know, like 1 day to 3 hours, 3 hours or less.
Okay. So we have another question. When it comes to any industry, one of the major challenges is facing constant server breakdowns. How can this be fixed using GenAI?
Okay. So server breakdowns, we all know that it might happen at any scenarios. So what we can do is, one thing is that we can predict or we can proactively act upon that. So there's a predictive analysis as well as proactive analysis. So predictive analytics, when it comes to Gen AI, we can more sort of act in the proactive analytics. What you can do is, when it comes to server breakdowns, we all know that we have the logs and everything sorted in your database. You can make sure you feed all the data into your AI application. So that way, generative AI can tell that, okay, this server, based on the previous recording, this server is gonna break down at this point. So that kind of a proactive analytics can be given by the generative AI. That's the power of Gen AI. And I believe that also will be available in WebNet product line soon enough.
All right, thank you. So do we have any more questions, or give it another couple of minutes? If anyone has any questions, they can use the chat, or you can use the mic and ask the questions. All right. So thank you, Dilmi, for that wonderful session and for sharing your knowledge. And I hope it was an interesting and insightful session for all of you who joined today. So if you do still have any questions regarding today's topic, please reach out to us via info@globalwavenet.com. That's our email address. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining, and have a wonderful day. And stay tuned for our next TechTonic session.